What's up, good people? So I told you I was going to bring you a video this week about mental health. And the reason I chose that topic this week is because about 2 weekends ago, I got about 5 calls and I saw a post on Facebook from one of my prior students' parents. And I consider this student like a daughter now. 5 calls about people in distress. Anybody that knows me knows that I've been working with young people for 21 years. But what you may not know is I've also coached adults. So I've noticed that one thing we all have in common, and it doesn't matter your age, your economic status, your race, or your gender, we share pain. At some point, we all experience that. So I'm going to share a story with you. This is about a student from my first district, which was E-Course. I noticed that he was not coming to school. You know, I wasn't seeing him anymore, so I just started asking students, like, where is he? Because he was a senior. And they were like, we don't know, Miss Sharp, we haven't seen him either. And then somebody told me, he was going through some stuff at home. So I just decided that same day I was going to take my lunch and go to his house. So I looked up his address, went to his house, and it was a lock on the door on the outside, which told me that they were no longer living there. Maybe the stuff had been put out. So I came back to work and I started talking to students again. And I said, look, something is probably wrong. So if you all hear anything, let me know. Finally, I get a student that comes one day and said he's living at this house in Detroit. Honestly, I don't even remember how I got to the exact house because they didn't give me the address, but the street, the description of the house, whatever. So mind you, I'm knocking on somebody's door that I don't know, in an area that I don't know, in the whole nine. So I tell them who I am, and I told them why I'm there and who I was looking for. Now, when I walk into the living room, they kind of looking at me like they're going to shoot me or something and put me in the basement. But I was like, you know what? I know what I'm here for. I'm going to stick to it. And they were like, go in the back. They just like pointed, like, he back there. And I'm like, okay, because I'm like, ain't nobody going to go get, okay. All right, so I go to the back. And then all of a sudden I hear water. And I'm calling his name. I finally go to where I hear the water. It's in the bathroom. I'm knocking. I finally cracked the door, called out his name. I'm just going to say Tony. So I'm like, Tony. And I'm calling him. He's like, Miss Sharp? He said, are you in the bathroom with me? And I'm like, yeah. And I said, you got 5 minutes to be outside. I said, you taking your butt to school. So he came out, all disheveled because he was in a hurry because I wasn't playing, get outside. He finished the shower, came out, whatever. And I asked him what was going on. He told me that his mom's boyfriend had started hitting her and that one day he jumped in it, but then his mom jumped on him. And then they had a lot of other problems. And at some point they were put out of the house and all of that. And I said, well, listen, at this age, because like I said, he was a senior, it's not really about whatever's going on with your mother. I understand that affects you. However, you have choices that you can make at this age. So I told him, I have 3 kids of my own. And every morning I have to take each of them to different locations. And I will drop them off and then come get you every day because you are going to graduate. And I remember one day, it was probably a couple of months later, he started, making excuses. So I would come to the house, ask the people, and they were starting to see him less and less. So I'm driving to pick my sons up from the babysitter, and I see him. So I pull over real fast. I see him run, and he hid behind a tree. So I get out, and I run. And I go over there and snatch him up. I'm like, what are you doing? And he's like, man, Miss Sharp, you like a PO or something. Like, you everywhere, and you own me. And I said, I'm on you because you can do better than this. And I want to see you graduate. And I already told you, it's not about your mother or anybody. You need to be in school. And I'm going to kick your butt if I see you again. Be at that house. So he was. And needless to say, he graduated. And he did say to me, like, I can't believe you did that. And I know without you, I wouldn't have graduated. And while I appreciate the compliment and I know I did help, he made a decision. Because if he didn't want to, he really didn't have to finish, but he did. So I said all this to say, a lot of people are out here hurting, different reasons, all of us, different times, different things, but we all go through something. And sometimes we just need somebody to reach out. And reaching out could be different things. Sometimes we need a phone call. Sometimes you got to show up. And then sometimes you got to help. Don't always wait for people to ask you for help. If you feel there's a need, fill the need. So again, no, you may not know exactly what they need, but just show up, ask, reach out, do the best that you can. Know that you've done all that you can do for another person. I believe that most of the time people do give us signs that they need help. And I don't think it's so much that we're so good at hiding it as much as people are good at not looking. I believe that applies a little bit more. Because if you look, you'll see it. So like I said, call, show up, help. And I would say something that I tend to do. I have to take a break. Sometimes I'm overwhelmed with all the responsibilities, and I think only a responsible mother or father, or caregiver can understand that. Because the ones who are not really into their children, they're not as stressed as we are. So the people who are, good wives, good husbands, or significant others, or good parents or whatever, you're the stressed one because, you care about everything that's going on. And I realize that sometimes I just have to freaking take a break. So right now, that's what I'm going to do, because that's really the end of this video, but don't go anywhere, because I'm going to bring my 2 sons in here. Come on in here, fellas. And we're going to take a break. Yeah, come on, so you start that. We're going to freestyle this thing, except this first part.
Ooh la la, she had a bag. I'ma hit it one shot, you don't hit it back. Do the dash, new Balenciaga got a bag, hit it back. Pedal to the gas, shot it, I been living fast. La la, she had a bag. I'ma hit it one shot.
Yeah, come on, son, come on.
New Balenciaga got a bag, hit it back. Pedal to the gas, shot it, I been living fast. What you want, what we doing? Put a coat, no rope, just do it. She had to the cash, she know I keep doing.
Come on, son.
Star. I know she a diva. She ain't sending black hearts.
What?
But she always on her knees.
What?
Ooh la la, she had a bag. I'ma hit it.
Come on, baby. Go ahead. Hey.
Ooh la la, she had a bag. I'ma hit it.
Hey, 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 hey. Hey. Oh, me?
Shorty dropping pins with the top off. She got a
Hold on,
car,
turn
she
it
got
forward.
that little bitch taking pictures of her Kodak. Ooh la la, she had a bag. Shawty on hit it back with a dash. Hey! To the gas, shawty got the
Hey! Come on in with me.
I'ma hit it one, shawty on hit it back with a dash. Balenciaga got a bag.
Hey!
To the gas, shawty got the living fast.
Oh, let's listen to the song. Come on, rock out with us, right? Hey, y'all supposed to be high. All right, thank y'all. Mwah. Mwah. And thank y'all.